Studio microphone, I moved countries for a job that promised a future. Instead, I was humiliated, isolated, and treated like dirt. But when they finally pushed me too far, I walked out, and took their comfort with me. Now, they're sweating under the summer sun, while I smile knowing karma's finally catching up. Studio microphone, if you've ever had a toxic boss or dreamed of sweet workplace revenge, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up, because this is the story of how I turned emotional pain into poetic justice. I come from Southern Europe. You know, one of those places where the sun shines, food is good, but job opportunities? Not so much, even with a good degree. So when a paid internship popped up in a northern country, I grabbed it like a lifeline. It meant leaving everything behind: my job prospects, my relationship, and most painfully, my mother, who was ill at the time. But I believed this internship would be my stepping stone, the start of a stable career, a future worth the sacrifice. And at first glance, it looked promising. The company itself was decent. The office was modern, the job role aligned with my background, and most of the team seemed friendly. But then, there was her. My direct manager. Let's just call her the Hag. She was a bitter, cold, and deeply unpleasant woman, the kind that radiates misery like a broken radiator. She'd been in that position for over 20 years, and it showed. Not in experience, but in the way she treated people like disposable tissue. Everyone in the office loathed her, but she was cemented in her role like mold in an old bathroom. Too old to fire, too toxic to ignore. And then there was her assistant, a Ukrainian woman in her 40s who came for money, but pretended to be a refugee to mooch off government benefits. No one said it aloud, but the whispers were loud enough. Still, I kept my head down. I told myself, just work hard. Be respectful. Show them you're here to learn. So that's what I did. I arrived early. Stayed late. Took every task seriously. I was humble, eager, and honest. But it didn't matter. The Hag scolded me constantly, over nonsense. My body language, the way I took notes, my tone, even the font I used in emails. Every day was a new excuse to belittle me. And her assistant, she followed suit like a shadow, whispering criticisms, rolling her eyes, pretending like I was a burden. Eventually, I learned to stop asking questions. I did what they told me, how they told me, and when they told me. I stopped smiling. I stopped speaking unless spoken to. But it didn't stop the torment. Soon, they started dumping the worst tasks on me. Repetitive, mind-numbing, physically tiring jobs. And the worst part, they did it openly. In a meeting, the Hag even bragged about testing interns with pressure. That was the moment the higher-ups, the real executives, began to notice. I saw their faces. The discomfort. The raised eyebrows. The way they shifted in their seats. They didn't say anything that day, but I knew. I knew something had been planted. And then came the final nail. I heard through whispers that my internship wouldn't be renewed. No explanation. No feedback. Just done. It hurt, sure. But honestly, by then, I had nothing left to lose. So I planned my exit. Let me paint the picture. In that office, I was responsible for managing all the digital systems. Notifications, tracking tools, internal alerts, automation. All of it ran through platforms that I had access to. I didn't sabotage anything. That's not who I am. But I did something poetic. I logged in, and I deactivated everything. All the alerts, the automations, the shortcuts, the notifications they depended on, the little tech conveniences that made their lives easier while they made mine hell, poof, gone. Let's see how the Hag likes manually tracking deliveries. Let's see her assistant explain missed deadlines to upper management when there's no system to warn her. But the cherry on top, the cardboard. Every week, we received massive shipments. And every week, I was the one dragging out the piles of cardboard for disposal, usually under the blistering sun. But now, I was gone. I watched from a distance, literally, the day after I left. There she was, the Hag herself, sweating, dragging pile after pile of flattened boxes outside like a worker in a factory yard. No intern, no help, no escape. You know that feeling, When you see someone who tormented you suddenly struggle with the same weight they threw on you. That's not just satisfaction. That's justice. And word spreads fast. Apparently, upper management is livid. This is the second time this year someone walked out from that team. And the bosses? They're starting to connect the dots. And oh, they're not happy. The system outages, the HR complaints, the backlogs, all pointing back to the hag and her twisted little empire of cruelty. Now, she has to face the summer sun alone. Every box, every system failure, every late report, all piling up. And me? I'm free. I left that toxic job with my head held high, knowing I didn't burn bridges. I just took away the tools they used to beat me down. Let them sweat. Let them scramble. Let them finally feel the heat they made me live in. And the best part? They'll never admit it. But I know they regret underestimating me. Sometimes, the sweetest revenge isn't loud or flashy. Sometimes, it's silent. It's in the empty chair they now have to fill. The silence of no notifications. The sweat of dragging boxes under the sun. Karma doesn't knock. It shows up when you least expect it, with cardboard and chaos. Studio Microphone, if this story hit close to home, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or done? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories where justice takes center stage. Until next time, stay strong and stay smart.